Hey everybody, John here from Thrive, and welcome to this episode of the podcast. And on this episode, I wanted to talk about something that I find is really holding a lot of people back when they're trying to achieve better health, fitness, and well-being, whether they're trying to achieve more in their career, their business, whether they're trying to improve their relationship with their children, with their partner. And it is regaining energy and focus. Now, for a lot of us, energy and focus can be seen as this thing that's really far away. We really struggle to regain energy and focus. And a lot of the time, this can bring a lot of frustration and even the feeling of that you may be lazy. Now, I can assure you, you're not lazy. What's happening is we're putting a lot of your energy and focus into the things that it doesn't need to go into. And what I wanted to share with you today is just five key areas, five key points that's going to help you to regain a lot of this energy and focus so that you are able to show up in all areas of your life. Now, this is going to differ from person to person, but you can honestly take each point and make it work best for you. Okay. Now, the first thing is I want to pull your awareness and attention to the mornings. Now, don't worry, I'm not going to ask you to wake up at 5 a.m. in the morning, but I will be pulling your awareness to creating space and time for yourself in the mornings. Now, whether that's 5 minutes, 10 minutes, or an additional 30 minutes in the morning where you're able to spend some time on yourself in the mornings. Now, the reason why we do this is to start to release serotonin. Now, in the mornings, we wake up, we want serotonin to be released into our brain. This is the feel good hormone, okay? And this is how we want to start our day, to be positive, to be supportive, to have those supportive feelings into our day. And as I said, whether that's creating 5 minutes, 30 minutes, first thing in the morning, just to have some time to yourself. Now, this can be difficult with many people with children and young families, and that's why it's so important to create that level of time for yourself. Okay. Start by having something that fills up your cup. Now, that isn't going to be spending time on social media. It's not going to be checking emails. It's going to be spending some time for yourself. Now, that might be getting into the garden, getting some fresh air. Natural light into your eyes first thing in the morning is going to be key here to help with that serotonin release as well. Us as humans, we need this natural light into our eyes to help with this feel good hormone and how we're going to start our day, bringing energy towards us. So whether that's going for a walk, getting into the garden, whether that is doing some breath work, whether it is doing some journaling, or even just reading a page of a book is going to be hugely beneficial for you. Okay. One thing that we do really want to stay away from is caffeine first thing in the morning, and particularly the first 90 minutes of your day. So if you do need something like that, having something like a decaffeinated hot drink, but hydration is going to be really, really key at this point as well. But making sure that we're staying away from scrolling on social media, emails, TV. The last thing we need is our energy and focus to be pulled into areas that we just don't want it to be. Okay. Now, waking up first at the same time, should I say, in the morning is going to be really beneficial. That's going to help with your circadian rhythm to kick in, your internal clock to really kick in and really get into a routine. So making sure that you're waking up first thing in the morning. So create time for yourself in the morning, whether that's 5 minutes or 30 minutes, 60 minutes, whatever you can manage. Okay. Don't get your focus pulled to TV, screens, emails, whatever it may be. Hydration, back off that caffeinated drinks, look at decaffeinated drinks, okay? And start making sure you're waking up first at the same time each morning. This is going to be a great place to start. Owning your mornings is how you're going to pull energy towards you. Now, let's look at tip two and getting into your day. Eat for energy. Now, for a lot of us, if we're in a rush, particularly in the mornings, getting into our day, we could be scrambling around for foods, like grabbing snacks and stuff, and probably not necessarily the stuff that's going to be, again, pulling energy towards us, and also relying on caffeine to get us through parts of the day. Now, what I want you to think about doing is creating something that's very simple that you can walk out the door with, a lunch and a snack. That might be some chicken, some rice, and some vegetables in a Tupperware box. It may be having some fruit, some nuts that you can snack on. But going out the house with something, and particularly things like good natural fats, protein, carbohydrates. And these single ingredient foods are going to keep you fuller for longer and manage your energy across the day. Now, for me, I love starting the day with a breakfast, wherever what time that may be from awakening, and predominantly making sure I get some protein in, some fats, and some fiber. Now, this is really going to elevate my energy and sustain it into mid-morning when I may then start to feel like I need something else. So breakfast, more like protein, fats, and fiber. Then going out the house with something, okay? With a protein source, a carbohydrate, some fiber in, and a snack, which might be some fruit. Now, this is really going to help you to lower down that anxiety and that overwhelm of what am I going to have? Well, like, where am I going to find it? What am I going to eat? And then once you haven't really got great choices, it's like, well, I'm just going to have this chocolate bar. I'm going to have this poor quality food just to get me through the day. So making sure you're a bit organized going into the day can really help you to elevate that energy and get those nutrients into your body physically and mentally as well. Now, tip number 3, move more often, not just for intensity. Now, I'm not talking about exercise here. What I'm talking about is movement can actually fuel you. Now, for a lot of us, we could be sitting down at a desk for large portions of the day. Our attention is being pulled left, right, and center, and it's draining our energy. Well, what if we were to actually be mindful of when we've been sitting at our desk for an hour or two, be mindful to get up if we can get outside and the weather permits. Get outside, move your body, get that natural light into your eyes, get some water down you. But movement is actually key to sustaining and regaining energy. So if you are someone that is hugely busy in the day, probably at a desk, making sure that you're getting up and moving around whenever you can, whether if that's even taking that call on a walk, okay? But getting up, scheduling that time to get up and move around in the day is going to pull that energy towards you, is going to regain your ability to focus in onto tasks, okay? And one thing I want to leave you on that one is motion is the fastest way to shift your emotion and your energy. Okay. And I'm sure if you're anybody that's sat at a desk for a large period of the day, you can feel drained, unable to focus and actually get tasks done. Your body needs to move. Your brain needs to move. So, tip number 4, mental clarity comes from boundaries, not willpower. Okay. So for this one is we are constantly being pulled in many directions with notifications, emails, social media, phone calls, and no wonder we are low on energy. So trying to look at where we can quieten our days is going to be really essential. Can we turn off notifications on our phone? Can we have email blocks in our day where we're going to go into emails and know when we're not going to go into emails? And also times of the day where we're going to have some possible meditational opportunities, even some breath work, whether that's 2 minutes, 5 minutes, but looking where we can lower the noise of the world. As I said, whether that's lowering down, turning off notifications on the phone, putting in blocks where you are going to be on emails, is really going to help you to regain a lot of that focus. And focus is a skill. You need to protect it. It can't be all of the time because we just have not got this ever, filling cup of focus that we can just give to the day. And just as we started, I want to finish on point number 5, which is going to recharge before you break down. And this is at the end of the day. And at the start of the day, I talked about the importance of waking up, creating space for yourself, serotonin release into the brain, that feel-good hormone. Well, at the end of the day, we're looking at melatonin. Okay, and this is the hormone that is released into the brain that pulls our awareness down, starts to allow us to wind down. Okay, and supports that circadian rhythm as well. Okay, and the way that we're going to do this is be able to be bringing things into the end of our day that gives the brain those signals that we are starting to wind down. Now that's starting to bring the lights down in the house. We're not looking at blue light, that those distractions on screens, TVs, mobile phones, laptops, starting to get rid of a lot of that and at least have 60 minutes, 45 minutes where you're coming away from artificial light. Now, TV isn't as bad, and I'm sure you want to sit down with your partner and just chill out and watch some TV. But anything like phones, laptops, tablets, we want to start getting away from that and start allowing the brain to release that melatonin. Okay. Now, things like reading is going to be really helpful, even if it's a walk in nature or something like that, but just giving the brain those signals that you are starting to calm down and switch off. Setting the same bedtime. So if that's getting into bed and wanting to be asleep at a certain time is again going to help with the circadian rhythm. Okay. And we can just stop waiting for burnout and actually start to implement our skill of switching off. And I know for many people, me included, that can be really, really challenging. Okay. So creating 60 minutes, 45 minutes at the end of the day where you're coming away from screens, picking a book up, having a conversation, having connection with your family, with your children, with your partner. This is really going to help with you to switch off, regain that focus and that clarity and that energy. And then also with this pre-bed routine and getting to bed at the same time, your quality of sleep is going to improve. So when you are waking up in the morning, you have that energy and focus. So there's those 5 tips that are going to help you regain that focus, that energy. The first one, get clarity on that mornings, reclaim your mornings for yourself. The second one is fueling your body for energy. Good quality breakfast, protein, fats, and fiber. Go out the house with some protein, some carbohydrate, and some fiber and a snack. Making sure that you are moving to regain energy and focus. Making sure that you are creating quietness in your day. So making sure that you're turning off notifications, blocks of the day where you're able to have downtime and quiet time. And then the fifth one is reclaim your evenings. Melatonin can help you to wind down, disconnect from technology and social media and emails, connect with family, and also getting into bed at the same time and supporting that circadian rhythm to improve the quality of your sleep. So I hope those have been really helpful to pull your awareness of how you're able to regain energy and focus. You're not being lazy, guys. You're not a lazy person. We just need awareness of where we can pull this energy back and for able to you to thrive in life, be with people that you want to be with, connect with, and really show up in the areas of your life that you need to show up in. Guys, I hope this has been really helpful. Please let me know, and I look forward to seeing you in the next episode.